The strange cross in Spain. There is a story about a very special ancient cross in a church in Spain, which is told as follows. One day, a sinner came to confess to the parish priest right at the foot of this cross. As usual, every time he confessed to a sinner who had committed too many serious sins, this priest was very strict. He imposed heavy penances and made many threats. The sinner left feeling relieved. But like old habits die hard, not long after, he fell back. This time, after the sinner confessed his sins, the priest threatened, "This is the last time I will confess you." Many months passed. The sinner came to kneel at the feet of the priest, also at the foot of this cross, to ask for forgiveness once again. But this time, the priest was determined. He raised his voice. "Don't joke with God. I can't give you absolution anymore." But strangely, when the priest had just refused to absolve the penitent sinner, he suddenly heard a whisper from the cross. Jesus' right hand was suddenly pulled out of the cross and blessed the penitent. And the priest clearly heard that whisper and said, "It is I who shed my blood for this person, not you." From then on, Jesus' hand remained in the blessing position, as if constantly inviting people to come and give forgiveness. Many visitors from all over the world came to pay their respects. However, those who looked up at the cross all felt as if Jesus' eyes were looking at them, and heard a whisper saying to them, "I do not condemn you." Jesus' conversation with Nicodemus in the Gospel of the 4th Sunday of Lent, Year B, invites us to look up to the cross of Christ, to see God's immense love. He always forgives, not condemns. I do not want the death of sinners, but I want them to turn from their sinful ways and live. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved through him. Just as Moses lifted up the bronze serpent in the desert, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that everyone who believes in him may not perish but may have eternal life. The cross has become a sign of salvation for those who believe in him, similar to the bronze serpent that Moses lifted up in the desert in ancient times, so that those who were bitten by fiery serpents, looking up at that bronze serpent, would be saved. St. John continued, "God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that everyone who believes in him might not perish but might have eternal life." God once again revealed all his love for us in his only Son, Jesus Christ. Everything comes from God the lover. His love is not in the clouds or the wind, but is expressed through the act of giving. The most precious thing of the Father is the Son. Yet God wanted to give humanity his beloved only Son. He gave us everything. Jesus is the greatest gift that God the Father has given to humanity. This giving was first expressed through his sending of his Son, and finally, through his giving his only Son to humanity to hang on the cross. That was when God gave his only Son to humanity in the most complete and definitive way. Therefore, it was at that time that God appointed his Son as the giver of life to mankind, so that whoever believes in him may have eternal life. For his Son came not to condemn or condemn, but to save mankind from death and to give them a share in his glorious resurrection. Men.